Edson Barbosa versus Gilbert Melendez. Like I said in my last video, it seems like everyone is anticipating this to be a terrible fight and believe the entire UFC Fight Night Chicago is the worst fight card ever televised on Fox. Now, we know over the last several fights, both Barbosa and Melendez have not done so well. Edson has won 2 of his last 4, whereas Gilbert has only won 1 of his last 4. Now both guys have fought top competition over these last 4 fights. Barbosa is coming off a huge win over the former UFC lightweight champion Anthony Pettis. And he did this by striking. Anthony has been thought of as someone with dominating striking skills and a very high pressured pace. So the fact that Barbosa was able to outstrike this former UFC champion was very impressive. Furthermore, his teammate and new UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez used a wrestling strategy to beat Anthony Pettis, which is probably the perfect blueprint to beating Pettis. And even with that information and ability to work on that blueprint, Barbosa still chose to strike it out with Showtime Pettis. Gilbert, on the other hand, tried to use a wrestling strategy against Pettis when he fought him, but was possibly too concerned with Anthony's striking and made a huge mistake by shooting in on Pettis, leaving his neck exposed, which Anthony was able to catch and finish the fight with a guillotine choke. Now, although Gil is only 1 of his last 4 fights, he has lost some very close, maybe even controversial decisions. He lost by split decision to both Eddie Alvarez and Benson Henderson. But these were close fights. He really put some damage on Alvarez, almost closing his eye early in the fight. However, even if Gil would have won that fight, he probably would have lost, or the fight would have been considered a no contest because Gil tested positive for PEDs. Like I just mentioned, Barbosa is coming off of a major win against Pettis. You have to figure Coach Henry most likely came up with a solid game plan, as he's known to do, against Melendez. Plus, working with Alvarez and Frankie Edgar can only help and will possibly negate any wrestling strategy that Gil can bring to the fight. However, the biggest thing is that Gil is coming off of a year-long absence because of his PED suspension. Now, although Gil has some of the best sparring partners in the scrap pack, he still may have some serious ring rust. Both guys are tough as you can get, but I will have to give the slight advantage to Barbosa, who is coming off a major confidence-building win, whereas Gil has to deal with possible ring rust. So although it should be a competitive, evenly matched fight, I'm going to go with Barbosa by a close decision. But again, I like this fight, in this fight card, looking forward to it. You guys take care and have a good day.